What's going on, guys? It's Jamie here. Thanks for joining me in this video. I'm going to be talking about Cattywampus content. What a great word that is. So first, let's define what do I mean and what is Cattywampus? What a weird word. How did you even come up with this, Jamie? So Cattywampus, as it says there, I'll try and read it out. And for those of you that are tuning in via the podcast, is probably not going to make a lot of sense. But anyway, let's roll with it. The definition is askew, awry, or kitty corner is the new one for me as well. It's a variant of Cattywampus, another example of a grand 19th century American slang. In addition to askew, Cattywampus may refer to an imaginary fierce wild animal or may mean savage or destructive. That is from Merriam-Webster. So what the heck do I mean? What am I even talking about? Why content and why Cattywampus? Cattywampus because I just love the word. I don't know why. It's just stuck with me the last couple of weeks since I learned it. And secondly, content, because I think a lot of affiliate marketers, a lot of coaches, a lot of people out there when they're getting started in this particular business, they produce content. But the problem with the way that they're producing that content is that it has there's nothing to tie it back to the product that they're actually promoting. So I'll give you guys a bit of a story. Back when I got started in affiliate marketing, we're talking 2011 here, so a long time ago. And I started building blogs and I was working in the financial markets at the time. So my goal was basically to take what I was doing in my offline job, which was essentially teaching about risk analysis and the financial markets in general, and then take that online and just basically write about my experiences and my own trading and how to analyze the markets, all that sort of stuff. And because I knew a fair bit, it was my full-time profession at that time, I felt confident in the knowledge that I'd gained. And so I thought that there would be a lot of people out there that would get a ton of knowledge. And so I started down that pathway. And then later on, as I got further and further along in my affiliate career and I changed paths and went to CPA marketing, I did some Kindle stuff, tried e-commerce, set up multiple stores, and then started running an agency and then started running ads across every network, so on and so forth. And the crux of all where I'm going is that I built up a big chunk of knowledge. There was so much stuff. I'd done SEO, I'd written articles on all sorts of things. I tried little hacks and little things that I'd discover and secret systems and all sorts of things. You name it, I'd given it a fair whack. And most of it didn't really transpire the way that I anticipated. Come sort of like 2018-ish, that was an interesting inflection. 2018, and basically what I was doing is producing content on Facebook. I'm now a full-time affiliate marketer. I do most of my stuff over on Facebook. I do a lot of stuff on Twitter and YouTube as well, of course. And of course, I've got podcasts, et cetera. But the bulk of my income, the bulk of my focus is over on Facebook. And I started building up my community. And what I was doing is I was basically taking all this information that I'd built up over these years, and I thought, cool, well, what I'm going to do is just put out bunches of knowledge because, that's what I think value means. And so I was out there and I'd talk about SEO one day, and then I'd talk about another sub-branch of SEO the next. I'd talk about, I guess, in what do you call it? I was going to say in-house, wrong choice of words. I was going to say SEO. See, this is how much stuff that you build up, the knowledge that you build up, and to the point where you even forget that you even know the knowledge. Off-site and on-site SEO is where I was going with that one. So basically, one day I talk about on-site SEO, the next day I talk about off-site SEO, the next day I talk about CPA marketing, then I'll talk about running ads on mobile platforms, then I'll talk about the different networks that were out there, and the next day I talk about Kindle. And so whilst all this information may have some form of value to some people, somewhere, some way, the reality was that there was no congruence to it. And so there was nothing tying the information I was putting out there back to a specific outcome that I wanted the audience to achieve. And so it meant that, unsurprisingly, my content was Cattywampus. Now, this has been fixed. I do now have very much a focal point for my content. And for those of you that have followed me on the old Faces, you'll know that the way that I put out content can vary from day to day. Some days I put out content that is quite literally a moth having an existential crisis, and the next day I'll put out something that is a value post based on my own experiences or headlines that have converted really well for me in the past. But the reason why I'm able to do that now, and the reason why that may sound kind of all over the place, is because I know that the bulk of my content, the volume of my content, the way that I'm structuring, the way that I'm putting it out there is designed in a very specific way to, number one, build myself a brand. That is the primary objective. And also to see if people within my audience have a need for the products and services that I promote. Now, I do have one specific core offer, which is the Super Affiliate Accelerator. And if you are interested in checking that out, you can head over to jgcall.com. There's a free case study there, and you're welcome to book in a call with myself. I'm happy just to go through how I might be able to help you out with your business. And of course, for everyone else as well, feel free to hit that subscribe button or head over to my Facebook profile, even if you want to have a bit of a chat about that. Facebook.com/JGuard4, so JGuard4. Happy to have a chat to see if it's of interest to yourself. So that's my core focus, right? And so therefore, everything that I do comes off the back of that. And of course, you might be wondering, well, hang on, what the heck does a moth, and a moth having an existential crisis, have anything to do with anything? And the reality is it doesn't, but it's very important that you are showing a little bit of your personality. And part of my personality is I'm a bit of a, I don't want to say, feels like there's a sense of ego if I say a jokester. It almost implies like I think I'm funny, which I don't know. The jury's out on that one. However, I think that I like to have fun, and sometimes I just throw some random things out there. So hence why my content sometimes has those types of elements, because it shows a little bit about my personality. If you're going to hang around with me, then you have to be prepared to put up with this goofy dude. So anyway, all that being said, I'm going to go through a couple of ways that you can start to basically edify your audience on whatever it is that you are promoting. Now, just wanted to throw this out there as well for anyone that if you don't have one core offer and you're putting the bulk of your energy into that one core offer, there is a way that you can start to look a bit, again, cattywampus to your audience. Because if you're all over the show and you're like promoting one product today and another one the next day, and every time you do that, you're putting out the best bonuses that are ever in existence ever, the audience tends to lose trust for you after a while, because they get worn out by this thing. It's like, oh man, like you just put out that bloody thing promoting that other product the other day. Now here you are doing this next thing. I'm not saying don't make offers to your audience. I'm not saying don't change direction if it doesn't suit you anymore to be promoting that product. But I think when you build a brand around one specific entity that you're working with and you're promoting to your audience, I think it's massively powerful, right? So this is how you can start to take the content out of the programs that you're part of and start to edify your audience a little bit about that. If you're interested in learning more about that, I've actually got a course that I did on this regarding content. It's called AMAC, Affiliate Marketing Attraction Code. If you head over to AFMAC, AFFMAC.co, you can check that out. It's pretty cool, and it's very good for the investment, which is pretty low. Right. So let's assume that you've got, I don't know, let's say you got 10 modules in a particular program. And of course, under every 10 modules, under those modules, you're going to have elements of those that that you can sort of expand upon. So just as a typical kind of thing, let's say we've got mindset, and I'm just going to go write some random words, email marketing. Let's say we've got funnels. Let's say we've got traffic. Let's say we've got, I don't know, what the hell else do you include in a course? I don't know. What else? That'll do for the time being. I'm not going to get too fancy with it. Right. So let's say, for example, I'll go, I might get rid of mindset actually. Let's just assume that it's a 3-part course, covers emails, funnels, and traffic. So under these, you're going to have email, so autoresponder, AR. What does that mean? Autoresponder setup. And then you're going to have better open rates. Then you're going to have, click-through rates. So how do you spell click? So teeth, click-through rates. Oh, yeah, there we go. Click-through, classic, CTR. Click-through rates, how to, there's probably email formulas, structure, so on and so forth, right? So just, and this is, I'm making this up on the spot clearly, so take it with a grain of salt, but hopefully this is going to make sense. So then you can just get rid of those ones, the funnels and traffic. This is just to give you an illustration. So then part of the edification of your audience and how you can start solidifying that knowledge that you're putting out there and make it congruent to one thing that you're promoting or one kind of concept that is based around your brand, you can start to draw out on these particular topics. And that's not to say that if the program that you're part of says, XYZ, and this is a secret hack, and please don't share with anyone else, and it's, you're going to lose your limbs if you do. Don't then share that stuff out there, right? It's not about just taking what's in a course and then going, oh, cool, well, I'm just going to put this out for free on the internet. Well, it's not about that, but what you can do is start to tie the information that you're putting out there and the information that you're getting from that back to that particular program. So if we go just for example, and to give you guys an idea, the way that if I was doing this verbally for argument's sake, then I might say, okay, email formulas. So in Super Affiliate Accelerated, which, like I say, is the core program that I'm one of the coaches for, and that's my main jam, basically, we actually have an incredible email marketing module within that, and it's got literally one lesson in there. It's about 23 minutes long, and it is one of the best email marketing trainings I've gone through, and it is unbelievable. It's condensing down a whole bunch of different programs that are out there and the knowledge that's gained from sending hundreds of thousands of emails, if not millions, across a bunch of industry, whatever, right? So me describing that to you guys in that depth, it now solidifies something, which is, SAA, yeah, email marketing, that's pretty cool. So it actually covers that stuff as well. So it's a way for you to kind of, like I say, the word is edify your audience about this. So, but if I was doing this in written form, what I might do is go email formulas. So what can I take from the email formulas component of, say, SAA, and start to extrapolate that out a little bit in a way that doesn't really, I'm not really going to piss off any of the vendors out there by giving away the farm, so to speak. It's not like plagiarizing their stuff. It's about taking elements of that and then representing that to your audience. And you want to know more, come over here, check it out, give me a call, whatever, right? Let's chat about it. So email formulas, let's say, and this isn't my main specialty, to be perfectly honest, so I'm kind of, again, making stuff up on the fly. Yeah, but let's say we had email formulas. I might say, just trying to think what's something in the program. You can start writing content. It might be, say, top 6. Let's go with 6 as a random number. 6 tips for getting better open rates, right? So now you might have some information within the particular training that you've got, and you can start to extrapolate that out. You can start to add your own voice to it. As like I say, it's not about plagiarizing, nothing like that. It's really about going out there, taking the information that you have, and looking for ways to tie it back to that particular program. So then you might have another one, which might be, say, super secrets the top affiliates don't want all those Wall Street fat cats. 10 points if you know where that's from. Super secret, the top affiliates don't want you to know. It even predicts it, right? So this is just an example. And of course, you take elements of that, you might wrap your own spin around some of these things, but what you're effectively doing, the more of the stuff you can put out, the more that you're going to be able to indoctrinate your audience into what it is that you're doing, which is really, really powerful. So that was literally just one tiny, and like I say, I'm completely making this up as I go along. Hopefully that's obvious. And so you can go through the particular programs that you're in and being mindful of not disclosing any sort of secretive information, but you can literally go out there and start doing this type of stuff. And like I say, the terminology is to edify your audience, basically, and you're delivering value to them, but it is on a very specific basis of either yourself or the program that you're part of, or your own coaching office, things like that. And so this is one of the ways that you can get better at your content as well, because you're actually going right to the core of what's in these things, which most of the time the product vendors, guess what, they have kind of figured out that there's a need out there. They've kind of worked out that there's a few things people are lacking. So they already know what the pain points are for people. And a lot of the time, you can just leverage that to your advantage, which is pretty cool. That's why affiliate marketing is awesome. Anyway, guys, hopefully that gives you a bit of an idea. If you've got any comments on that, obviously drop them in the comments section below. And otherwise, hit that subscribe button and smash that like button, do all that sort of fun stuff. And hopefully this helps. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.